we're going to look at adjusting this image with some color correction, and then cropping this and saving it in 4 different files. So we have this image right here taken from an aquarium, but it's behind glass, taken with a cell phone. It's dark, it's kind of crummy. So let's lighten this up the best we can. So first we'll go over here to the background, and I'll double click the background to unlock this layer. I always do this, and then I drag out another layer as a backup copy, just in case something happens to this. Okay, then I turn this layer off just so it's invisible. All right, so I should have this one layer, visible. Here we go. Now to add an adjustment layer, I can select the layer right here, and then click an adjustment. Looks like I can add a solid color, a gradient, a pattern. Let's do brightness contrast right out of the gate. Okay, so let's brighten this up a little bit, brighten up the whole image. Now if you see this, it's going to brighten up all of our pixels. Okay, so before we do that, let's actually not brighten this up. I'm going to drag this away. Let's look at levels, which I believe you should be looking at in lynda.com, but let's look at it here as well. So here is our levels meter. This is the amount of blacks we have, grays, and whites. And here's a scale showing that range in our photo. So you can see we don't actually have a lot of pure blacks right here. So we don't have a lot of contrast. I'm going to drag this over a little bit, and I'm going to use my eye to see how much actual dark blacks I want to see in this photo. I see this much, probably too many. I drag it just to the end of this right here. Now I can see in this photo there's some dark blacks, but not maybe pure blacks right here. And then I have whites that go all the way to the edge. You can see if you drag this too far to the left, you get a blown out image, and you have some pure whites right here. So I'm going to drag this back here to give it just a little softer feel. Maybe somewhere right in here will help. You can still see the details, but you see some highlights. You can see if I drag it over here, I lose the detail in the flipper here for the turtle. So that's over too much. I'm going to bring this back about right there. I could also slide the middle slider and just overall make this lighter, lighter this way, and then darker this way. Okay, that controls the midtones. So I might want to just slide that a little bit, move it to the right, just a hair, not a ton. Okay, actually I moved it back, and I think that looks fine. I mean, this photo's going to look just as good as it can be because it's taken from a phone, and that's as good as you get. Okay, now, so that's an adjustment layer. We've added adjustment layers before. We know how to do that. Okay, let's go down here and add another adjustment layer. Let's adjust. Let's go with the hue and saturation. Okay, so adjusting the hue will adjust the overall color of this photo. This will dramatically change your photo. Okay, so if you want these dramatic changes, this is where you can go right here. This looks completely unnatural, but they'll give you some dramatic changes. Okay, I might just want to bump up the saturation just a tiny bit, not a ton, to bring out some of those blues. Vary just a little bit. Okay, now let's go back here and let's add another adjustment layer. Let's go with let's see, where's the we just did color balance. No, we did hue saturation. Let's do color balance. Okay, so now this color balance adjustment here will add and will change the cyans and the reds, make those blues a little more red right here. Okay, so this is a underwater and aquarium image. I'm going to make things just a little more blue. And you can see this is adjusting the midtones right here. Okay, let's adjust these midtones, the magentas. And I just kind of use my eye to see here. You might want to make them more green, but then that makes the picture look like it has a lot of algae. So I'm going to back that off a little bit, actually. Take away some of that algae feel. Make this feel a little more fresh. Okay, somewhere right in there is good. I'm going to take away my yellows and add a little blue. Okay, let's see what it looks like if we add yellow. Yeah, I don't think that looks very fresh. Let's add some blue here just a little bit. Let's do the same thing with our shadows. Let's add some blues in our shadows. They'll darken it right up. Add some magenta and a little cyan. That's interesting too. I'll leave it right about there in the middle. All right, and let's go to our highlights. Do the same thing. Look at cyan. That makes things look pretty blue right there. That doesn't look terrible. I guess just depending on what style you want. Bump it up this way a little bit. We'll leave that. And then highlights. You can make those highlights way more blue. I always tend to go back and forth a lot. Just put this right here. Okay, just showing you guys what these can do. So now if I turn all these layers off, you see what the photo was before. So that's without the color balance. So now I color balance this image with my eye. Oh, it looks better. Okay, it's all right. You still can't adjust for some of the crispness, but it's looking better. Let's turn that off. And now let's change the hue saturation. That didn't change a ton. I just showed you how to work it, but it didn't change a ton. And then levels. It's brightened it. This image was really dull before, and so now we increase the contrast, this layer, and then this layer. So it largely changes the photo. So pretty nice. Okay, and now let's crop this photo. So we can get our crop tool right here. Click on this. We can set our ratio to our crop tool. Let's set it to 5:7, and so it'll be 5:7 right here. You can swap those, and that will change the adjustment of this. Okay, now we can drag this and crop individual pieces of our photo. Once we like that change, press Enter, Return, and then there you go. Now from here, you go up to File, Save As. Okay, let's save as. I'll save this in week 6, and aquarium number 1 TIFF file. Okay, I'll click OK. Oh yeah, let's not include layers. Okay, there you go. Yes, great. Okay. Oh, I still have layers selected? That's fine. Okay, so now I've saved that right there. Now if you go hit Command Z, it goes back, and we can crop this one more time for this assignment. So we'll crop again, drag this crop out. And the crop is it's set right here at 5:7. So it's going to stay at that 5:7 mark. Now with this crop area activated, I can click and drag and move this image around. Okay, and then when I'm set, I leave it, I press Return, and there you go. Okay, I'll go through the save process again. I'm going to do Save As, Shift Command S. If I hit Command S, it's going to save over Aquarium 1. So I'm going to Save As, Save New, and so Save As is essentially saving new. I'm going to label this as Aquarium 2. I'm going to uncheck layers this time, and save. Okay, good to go. Okay, now Command Z, get back my full picture, crop this again, find one more area, press Enter, Save As, another new file, and Aquarium 3, decrease or uncheck the layers, make this a smaller file, click OK, do the process one more time, and crop this area right here. And with cropping, you can also rotate your image. Here we go. Photoshop smartly keeps everything in bounds. So I can rotate my photo like this, and I can crop this way if I would like, just to give you a different option. Okay, I'll save as one more time, Shift Command S, and go to label this Aquarium 4, TIFF, uncheck layers, save, okay, and there you go. Now in Finder, now I see I have Aquarium TIFF. That's my original image. Ooh, that looks bad. Now I have my first cropped image. Looks a little better. It's cropped, just a different view, cropped, and a different view right here. Okay, but I have my 4 files right here, Aquarium 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that is how you add adjustment layers. You can add more than one adjustment layer to one layer, and that's how you crop and save as.